All right, now actor Sunny Leone has often been at the receiving end for criticism, especially with regard to her professional career. This time taking a fresh dig at Sunny and at an advertisement of a condom featuring the actor. National Secretary of the Communist Party of India, Atul Anjan, said that, such advertisements, such as those responsible are for rising instances of rape in the country. So he's, saying he's blaming the advertisement for the rape incidents that have, been coming up in the country. Anjan also tried to politicize the matter by saying that Doordarshan has been playing up this advertisement frequently these days, and it looks like the government is trying to promote this particular advertisement. Let's listen, in fact, to those comments made by Atul Anjan.
एक बार पुनः एक महीने से देश के टेलीविजनों पर गंदा और भद्दा विज्ञापन सनी लियोन का चालू हो गया। पहले हमने इसको बंद कराया था। यूपीए की सरकार में सनी लियोन का जो मैनफोर्स का एक कंडोम का विज्ञापन चलता है, उसकी भाषा बहुत अश्लील है, इसको बंद किए जाने का। और इस पूरे के पूरे मैं केंद्रीय प्रधानमंत्री से लेकर के और सूचना मंत्री तक ये कहना चाहता हूँ। और दूरदर्शन में तो हर 2 मिनट के बाद दिखाया जा रहा है। जैसे दूरदर्शन मालूम पड़ा कंडोम के बिक्री के नाम पर सनी लियोन यूरोप की मानी जानी पोर्न एक्ट्रेस है, नंगी फिल्मों की एक्ट्रेस है, और भारत के बाजार में उनकी नंगी फिल्मों की पूरी छड़ी लगी हुई है। ऐसे लोगों को सरकारी विज्ञापन पर दिखाना और प्राइवेट चैनल पर दिखाना, इस पर प्रतिबंध रखना चाहिए। इसकी वजह से भी रेप के प्रति लोगों का उन्माद पैदा होता है।
Amir Haq joins us for more on this. Amir, what prompted, the CPI leader to make those comments where he has, blamed the advertisement to the rise in rapes in the country?
Well, it's clearly outlandish and bizarre because, Atul Anjan here being a very senior leader, associating rape with the way a particular actress carries herself, or we've seen that earlier as well in case of Mulayam Singh as well. There's been Pramod Muthalik who've spoken out against Sunny Leone, and they've said repeatedly that, the way women dress themselves, the way they carry themselves, they perhaps, prompt them to rape them. So, such kind of bizarre logic and such kind of bizarre statements have been made earlier as well. And perhaps, this statement by Atul Anjan should also be seen in the same light. In fact, he goes on to explain that during the UPA regime, they raised the issue. The government was into the process of withdrawing the advertisement. Also, the BJP around that time also raised similar issues against such advertisements being allowed on Doordarshan or on private TV channels. But they say now, perhaps since the BJP is into the government, it does not want to raise such issues because, it perhaps concern commercial advantages to the government as well as to private entities which perhaps favor them. So, there are a lot of issues being raised here, but clearly this issue seems absolutely sexist. The way Mulayam Singh earlier said that, women get and girls get friendly with men.
Right.
There is consensual sex, and once that happens and they have differences, those girls complain against those very friend of theirs and, make it in the form of rape. So clearly sexist, outlandish, and absolutely bizarre.
Okay, we are joined by women rights activist Pramila on the phone line. Ma'am, thanks so much for speaking to us on India Today. What do you make of these, rather bizarre comments coming in from such a senior party leader of the CPI, where he said that condom ads of Sunny Leone will trigger rapes in our country?
There are two things that emerge from this, Whether the celebrities must be allowed to have advertisements at all. This is a fundamental thing. One man, one pay scale, and one work. If he is a celebrity, he must confine himself in that income. And they must not be allowed because they are the role masters in the country and people just follow them. If such people are allowed to have such advertisements, it will have definitely an impact on the minds of the people.
No, do you agree with what the minister is saying?
Yeah, I just want to say that what the advertisement itself is perfect to be curbed, whatever it may be. So the question is, why should the men be obsessed with women? Why they should use women for all these advertisements? whether it's a Sunny Leone or other person. Why should they use it? The UN is not meant for this advertisement. It is not for a showcase. Women's body is not for selling. That is the first fundamental thing that must be looked into by any person for that matter. Secondly, what I want to say is the government, it is high time. The government must lay down the principles and the guidelines in which the advertisement can be made, how it can be made, when it is hurting the sentiments of people, whether it could be allowed, and if it is allowed, whether it is punishable. All these things are at the realm of the government, and they must look into it, and the guidelines must be laid by the government in such circumstances. Secondly, assuming that the advertisements could be done, there should be a censor board for this. Unless the censor board for these advertisements are approved, that these advertisements could not be released. So whatever the communist fellow has stated about it, it is his opinion. It may be in some cases.
But Ms. Pramila, these advertisements is to spread awareness.
We do not know how the young minds are perturbed.
All right. Ms. Pramila, no. These advertisements, they are to spread awareness. Do you just? I just want to ask you one question. Do you concur with what Atul Anjan has said?
No. What I say is there are some people who will be amenable for such things. If, according to him, if it encourages, it may be true in some cases, because young minds, we do not know how the young minds are, especially between 14 and 18. That young minds, we do not know. They may go by the advertisement, but it may encourage them also. They may try to use it and then try to experiment. He may be partially right in that. That's why I said.
But how can a condom ad influence young minds?
From the broader angle.
But how can a condom advertisement influence young minds? It's not a reason for rise in rapes in the country.
If the young people think that the pregnancy can be avoided, young girls, they do not know. They are afraid of the society, and they may, at the same time, they may want to have the life just for themselves. They may think by using these things that they can avoid. But one thing of an advertisement can encourage it. It does have an impact on the minds of the young girls. Young girls, especially after 12, and they just can't understand and explain to them what is right and what is wrong. They do not know, except that they want to know. They want to have happiness in their life. They just look at the movies. They just look at the media, the electronic media. They might try to experiment, and at the same time, there will be something lurking in their mind whether they're going to become pregnant. And if they find that the condoms will help them, they may experiment it. They will lead to promiscuity. I tell you, this should not be allowed. All these things must be morally.
So advertisements. Are you saying that condom advertisements, to spread awareness amongst the youth, to prevent, in fact, unwanted pregnancies, should not be allowed? I mean, there should be no such.
I tell you, can you draw a line between a youngster and a minor? If it may, the object may be good, the intention may be good to prevent the youth from using the condom and prevent dating. But how do you discriminate between a young mind, a 14 years young girl, 14 years young boy, what want to experiment it? How do you make a distinction? We don't have a...
But ma'am, in today's world, the young mind is also exposed to so much of...
This advertisement does not say only meant for adults.
But is it only about a condom advertisement? That is becoming such a huge thing. There are so many other things that a young mind is exposed to.
Why should they not advertise for the youth to get themselves operated? For men, why should they not encourage it? Why should they not? Such advertisements should not be there. Why only using condom and have sex? Why?
All right.
Or they say they want to make the women only the object. Why they should do that? They must also have some advertisements that men
but what do you, if I just ask you about the comments made by the minister where he's saying that this ad will trigger rapes in India.
It is. So the time has come now, I have to rethink. The time has come now. There must be, subjecting themselves to control themselves is one thing. But using artificial means to condemn and control is another thing. And using such things, it may be good for the elders. I am not telling you that it should not be. But what is the impact that is going to be had on the young mind? They constitute more than 50% of the country, the young children. There are young children who want to experiment it. How do you avoid it?
Okay.
The first thing is to avoid that. Then the question is you must make some ways and means whereby this can be said only meant for adults, not
All
for
right.
youngsters. Can you say that the seller will give only, he will not sell for the youngsters?
All right. Ms. Pramila, who's a women's rights activist, thank you for sharing your views and expressing your thoughts about the comments made by the minister, where he has said that, you know, the advertisement is to be blamed and is responsible for the rising instances of rape in the country. This advertisement features Sunny Leone in that ad, which is a condom advertisement.